Did you know that nearly all deaths after the age of 75 come down to just 5 major causes? Many people assume that passing away at an advanced age is just a natural part of life. But the truth is, most of these deaths happen because of silent, preventable risks. Risks that are often overlooked until they've already done serious damage. The sad part? By the time most people notice what's happening, their health has already declined, and their ability to fight back becomes limited. But here's the good news. If you understand these threats now, you can take small steps, starting today, to protect yourself and possibly add years, even decades to your life. In this video, we're going to reveal the 5 major causes of death after 75, the very ones responsible for 99% of elderly fatalities. Some may sound familiar, others might surprise you, but every single one carries a powerful message. These are not random, they are not fate, and they don't have to control your future. These aren't just statistics. They represent real people, real families, and real decisions that could mean the difference between fading slowly or living fully. So please stay with me to the end, because these 5 causes are not set in stone. Many seniors, just like you, have made simple changes and completely turned their health around. They've stayed active, stayed independent, and continued enjoying life long after others have declined. The choices you make today can directly shape how strong, clear, and capable you'll be in the years ahead. So let's get started. Number 1, heart disease. Heart disease remains the #1 cause of death for people over 75. And yet, it's one of the most misunderstood and underestimated dangers among seniors. The heart, after all, is a muscle, and just like any other muscle, it thrives when cared for and weakens when ignored. The scary part, you might feel completely fine right now and still be walking around with serious heart damage without even realizing it. That's what makes this so dangerous. It's often silent until it isn't. Many older adults assume that feeling tired, short of breath, or slowing down is just normal aging. But doctors say these could be early warning signs that your heart is struggling. One of the biggest culprits is high blood pressure, known as the silent killer. You don't feel it, you don't see it, but over time, it puts tremendous strain on your arteries and forces your heart to work harder than it should. The damage builds slowly, day by day, until one day a heart attack or stroke arrives out of nowhere. The truth is, many people over 75 who end up in the emergency room for heart issues felt fine just days before. But inside, their heart had been quietly struggling for years. Then there's the diet. Decades of processed food, high salt, excess sugar, and unhealthy fats slowly choke off your heart's blood supply. But here's what most seniors don't hear enough. It's not just about avoiding bad foods. It's also about feeding your heart the right ones. Leafy greens, berries, omega-3s, and heart-healthy oils give your heart the fuel it needs to stay strong. Without them, your heart tires faster, and recovery from even small stresses becomes harder. And don't forget movement. Your heart is not meant to be still. It's a pump, a powerful engine. When you move, even a short walk, a gentle stretch, or simple chair exercises, you give your heart what it needs to stay resilient. But when you sit too long, your blood slows, your vessels stiffen, and your risk of clots, stroke, and heart failure rises quickly. And yet, despite all this, many people still believe heart disease is just part of aging, something they can't change. But that's a dangerous myth. In truth, small, consistent choices every day, the meals you eat, how often you move, how you handle stress, all add up over time. They either build a strong heart or slowly weaken it, and it's not too late. Even at 75 or beyond, studies show your heart can still get stronger, your arteries can still improve, and your energy can still come back. Doctors have seen it. Nurses have watched seniors bounce back from scary diagnoses, not with expensive surgeries or magic pills, but with small, powerful habits repeated daily. If you've ever noticed yourself getting winded more easily, if you've felt a strange flutter or tightness in your chest, or if your energy just isn't what it used to be, please don't brush it off. Don't assume it's just age. Your heart might be whispering that it needs help, and that whisper, if ignored, could one day become a scream. So here's a simple question. Have you ever been told your blood pressure was a little high, and then forgot to follow up? Or do you know someone who suffered a sudden heart event even though they looked okay? If yes, type heart in the comments right now. Not just for yourself, but as a warning, a reminder, a lifeline to others watching this video. Because every comment we read, every story you share, might inspire someone else to take their heart health seriously before it's too late. Remember, your heart doesn't want perfection, it just wants consistency, a little care, a little movement, a little love. Give it that, and it will give you time. Time with your family, time for your dreams, time to live. So don't wait for a warning sign. Start today. And in the next section, we'll talk about a second major danger that takes even more seniors by surprise. Something that's not a disease, but can end your independence in one split second. Number 2, falls and injuries. One of the most dangerous and surprisingly overlooked. Risks to your life after 75 isn't a disease at all. It's a fall, one wrong step, one moment of dizziness, one slippery bathroom tile, and in an instant, everything changes. A fractured hip, a head injury, a trip to the ER, and for many, that's where the real decline begins. Did you know that a single fall after 75 is one of the most common triggers for permanent loss of independence? You go from walking fine to using a walker, from living alone to needing help. But here's what most people don't realize. This isn't inevitable. Falls happen for very specific reasons you can do something about. As we age, our sense of balance, leg strength, and even how quickly we react all slowly weaken. But because it happens so gradually, most people don't notice. They think they're just a little tired or getting slower until the day they reach for something, wobble slightly, and gravity takes over. Here's the shocking part. The fear of falling actually makes things worse. After one fall or even a near miss, many seniors start avoiding movement entirely. They skip walks, they avoid stairs, they sit more. But the less you move, the weaker your muscles get. And the weaker your body is, the more likely it is to fall. It's a dangerous spiral. That's why if you're over 75 or love someone who is, I want you to ask yourself right now, do I feel steady on my feet? Do I hold onto walls or furniture when I walk? Do I avoid certain activities because I'm scared of falling? If so, type safe in the comments right now. Not to alarm you, but to take back control. Because here's the good news. Falls are one of the most preventable causes of late life decline. Small changes like strength training, balance exercises, non-slip mats, better lighting, and regular vision checks can dramatically reduce your risk. Even reviewing medications with your doctor, some cause dizziness or sudden drops in blood pressure, can protect you. Think of it this way, your legs are your freedom, and the more you protect them now, the longer you'll stay standing, walking, and living on your own terms. Now let's talk about number 3, respiratory diseases. Breathing. It's something we all take for granted until one day you can't catch your breath. And at that age, it's no longer just a cold or flu. After 75, respiratory illnesses like COPD, pneumonia, and even basic bronchitis can turn deadly fast. Why? Because your lungs don't bounce back the way they used to. The tiny sacs that absorb oxygen get stiffer, the immune system gets slower, and that means something as small as a cough can spiral into a serious infection. The tragedy is, many people brush it off. They say, I'm just wheezing a bit, or I'm tired from the weather. But behind those small symptoms could be the early signs of chronic lung issues that lead to hospitalization or worse. One of the biggest dangers is pneumonia. For a healthy young person, it's treatable. But for someone in their late 70s, pneumonia is often called the old man's friend because it quietly takes life in the night. The problem isn't just the disease, it's how late we catch it. It's also how indoor air quality, mold, smoke, dust, quietly damages the lungs over time, and how lack of movement keeps the lungs from getting the daily exercise they need. The solution? Move more, breathe deeply, keep your home clean and your lungs engaged. Even light walks help oxygen flow better and prevent mucus buildup. And don't ignore your vaccines. Flu, pneumonia, and COVID shots are now life-saving tools. Your lungs aren't just a part of your body, they are your life. Protect them like you would protect your heart. And if you've ever found yourself short of breath, waking up coughing, or feeling more winded than usual, I want you to type "breathe" in the comments. That way others will see they're not alone. And we'll know you're taking the first step to guard the air that keeps you alive. Number 4, stroke. The silent storm that can change everything in a single moment. It's terrifying not just because of what it does, but because of how suddenly it strikes. One minute you're fine, the next, your body won't move, your speech slurs, or your mind goes blank. Stroke is one of the leading causes of death and long-term disability after age 75. And yet most people don't see it coming. Why? Because the warning signs are subtle and the risks build quietly over years. High blood pressure is the biggest culprit. It damages blood vessels slowly, making them brittle and more likely to burst or clog. But here's the hard truth. Most seniors with high blood pressure don't even know they have it. There's no pain, no symptoms, nothing obvious until it's too late. Another dangerous factor, atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat that causes tiny blood clots to form. These clots can travel to your brain and block oxygen in an instant. Again, you might not feel it. You might think your heart is just fluttering or skipping a beat from time to time. But that tiny skip could be a deadly warning. And then there are mini strokes, or TIAs, short episodes of confusion, slurred words, or weakness that last a few minutes and then disappear. Most people ignore them, but doctors say that 1 in 3 people who suffer a TIA will go on to have a major stroke unless they take action. Think of it like this. A stroke is your brain screaming for help. But before that scream, it whispers. And if you learn to hear those whispers, you can stop the scream from ever happening. Now I want you to pause for a second and ask yourself, have you ever felt lightheaded when standing? Forgotten a word mid-sentence? Or noticed one side of your face felt strange? If any of that has happened, even once, type "stroke" in the comments. Not because it means something bad will happen, but because it means you're aware now. And awareness is what saves lives. The best part? You can prevent most strokes, monitor your blood pressure, ask your doctor about your heartbeat, eat less salt, walk more, stay hydrated. These simple things, done daily, can literally save your life. And now number 5, cognitive decline. This is the one that breaks hearts. Not because it happens fast, but because it happens slowly and silently. You forget where you left the keys. Then you forget your neighbor's name. Then one day you find yourself staring at your own reflection, unsure who's looking back. Alzheimer's and dementia aren't just memory issues. They're diseases that rob people of their identity, their relationships, their independence. And they don't just affect the person, they affect the entire family. The most painful part? Many seniors don't realize it's happening until they've already slipped far down the road. They brush off early signs as senior moments. But science is clear. The earlier you notice it and act, the better your chances of slowing it down. So what are the early signs? Difficulty following conversations, getting lost in familiar places, misplacing items and accusing others of stealing them, losing interest in activities that once brought joy. If you've noticed any of these, in yourself or someone you love, I need you to type "mind" in the comments. It's not a diagnosis, it's a declaration, a statement that says, I still care. I'm paying attention. Because here's the good news. You can protect your brain. How? Keep learning, even small things. Read, do puzzles, play music, try new recipes, stay social. Isolation is one of the fastest ways the brain begins to fade. Move your body. Physical exercise increases blood flow to the brain. Eat smart. Berries, greens, nuts, omega-3s. They all help your brain fight inflammation. And please don't just wait for forgetfulness to become obvious. The brain is like a garden. It needs daily care. And even if some weeds have grown, it doesn't mean the whole garden is lost. So now you've heard the 5 leading causes of death after 75. Heart disease, falls, respiratory illness, stroke, and cognitive decline. But more importantly, you've seen how each one is linked to small daily choices, the kind of choices that you can make today, right now, not someday. So if even one of these signs spoke to you, if your heart has felt tired, if your balance feels uncertain, if your breath has grown short, if your memory slips more often, don't wait. Type the word that connected most with you in the comments. Let others know they're not alone. And if you haven't already, please tap the like button and subscribe. Because these messages aren't just information, they might be lifelines. So now that you've seen all 5 reasons why most people pass away after 75, heart disease, falls, respiratory illness, stroke, and cognitive decline, let's take a moment and slow down. Because what we just uncovered isn't just medical information, it's a mirror that reflects not only what's happening inside your body, but also the quiet choices that shape your future. Maybe some of what you heard today scared you. That's okay. Fear, when used wisely, becomes focus. But this video isn't about fear, it's about power. It's about reminding you that your future isn't fully written yet. You're not helpless, you're not broken, and you're certainly not too late. Let's be honest, aging can feel like a slow erasure. One moment you're running errands, going out with friends, feeling strong. Then one day you wake up and things feel heavier, slower, more distant. And the scary part? It creeps in so gently that you barely notice until you look around and wonder, when did my world get so small? But listen carefully. That feeling isn't a full stop. It's just a pause you can break with one small step. Because behind every major risk we discuss today is a simple truth. The body listens to your habits. Your heart listens to how you move. Your lungs listen to how you breathe. Your brain listens to how you live. And what you do daily, the food you eat, the thoughts you nurture, the people you connect with, they all become instructions your body quietly follows. If you give up, your body follows. But if you rise even just a little, your body follows that too. Let me tell you something hospice nurses have quietly observed for decades. And this isn't in any medical textbook, it's this. People who stay curious live longer. People who feel needed live stronger. And people who believe they still have purpose, even a small one, they tend to surprise everyone, including their doctors. So what's your purpose? It doesn't have to be big. Maybe it's calling your daughter each morning, tending to your little garden, praying for your family, writing down memories from your youth, being the one who makes others laugh. It all counts. Because purpose tells your body, we still need you. And if you're watching this thinking, but I've made mistakes, I've ignored signs, I've wasted time, please stop. Shame won't heal your body. Regret won't rebuild your strength. Only love, consistency, and action will. So instead of punishing yourself for what you didn't do yesterday, I want you to make a promise today. A promise to protect the only body and mind you'll ever have. To treat it with kindness, not criticism. To feed it good things. To move it even when it hurts. To rest when you need to. To speak gently to yourself. To reach out for help and offer it too. You see, most people don't die suddenly. They fade, slowly, quietly, painfully. But fading is not destiny, it's a direction, and directions can be changed with awareness, with tiny choices, with belief. You don't need a miracle, you just need a rhythm, a walk after breakfast, a phone call instead of isolation, an extra glass of water, a few less salty snacks, a short prayer, a longer stretch. One new thing a day, that's it. And here's something powerful. When you start making those changes, the people around you notice. Your spouse, your children, even your grandchildren. You don't just extend your life, you inspire theirs. You become proof that it's never too late to rewrite your ending. That aging doesn't have to mean decline, it can mean awakening. So now I ask you this. Which of the 5 signs felt closest to your heart? Which one made you pause and think, that's me? Let us know in the comments, not just for yourself, but for someone else out there who needs to see that they're not the only one paying attention. Maybe you'll type heart or mind or falls, whatever speaks to you. Your one comment could spark someone else's healing. So go ahead, type it now. And if this video gave you hope, if it helped you see things more clearly, then please like, share, and subscribe. Because your support doesn't just help us, it helps countless others who are quietly searching for answers, just like you. And remember this, every day you wake up is not just another day older, it's another chance to stay strong, stay sharp, and stay here for the people who love you, for the life you still have, and for the future you can still shape. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next video. And until then, stay kind to your heart, gentle with your body, and fiercely protective of your beautiful mind.